YouTube. It's Brian Phillips. Something all new and absolutely gorgeous. The AH-64D, the Apache. Yes, it's so sweet in a new livery and with some new features, but this one is not the full GPS heli drone, just quite yet at least. This one has the LiDAR and optical flow, which will be commanded by this button next to my middle finger, okay? So speaking of fingers, we did install the missiles and gun pods with nothing more than pressure. And then the gun we had to do, did I say gun pods?
I don't know.
No,
you said missile pods.
Missile and rocket pods.
Yeah.
And then we had to put 2 screws to install that gun. So the camera crew is gonna carefully press the power button on the battery to demonstrate the power up sequence. We're gonna lay this down, okay? And then I'm gonna turn on my transmitter. Normally I would have the transmitter on first, but in this case, I'm in lock, sticks down and out. And I don't know if it's gonna work.
Can we see the light on the back? I can't see.
Oh no, I can't see. I don't think you held it long enough. Okay, so hold this.
Did it not turn on?
You didn't turn it on. You have to hold it until it's on. Now it's on.
Oh, okay.
You guys see?
I let go as soon as it beeped.
Yeah, you have to press and hold it, and that's why
then we have the
demonstrate things.
yellow flashing light now.
Okay, so come back here. Come back over here. Okay, so now it's green. So we're gonna unlock, sticks down and out. And we're just gonna take this thing off right now. Okay, spinning, press up. Okay, very good. So this is not a GPS heli drone, even though it's got that little light on there. It's still well controlled. Okay, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, go up. Oh man, that looks sweet.
It does.
Oh, the tinted windows are second to none. Look how solid it is. Oh man, that is so gorgeous. Okay, so now I'm gonna lead it. I'm gonna get into it just a little bit. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy. Camera crew's off to my left. So I'm just gonna give you a couple of passes with just grass. We're not next to the pond or anything funny because we wanna show you that this thing is rock solid. That is so cool. Guys, you get so close to it. I don't want to be right in line with a blade just in case something miserably blows up. But I wonder if this thing will. Nope, it doesn't seem to go up. I like that. Okay, so I'm not in manual mode. You can tell it's a green light. So I'm in the most controlled mode, meaning the flight controller is doing the most it's going to do when that light is green. So I'll try to keep it to where you can see the light. It's also not very much for rates. Look at this. That's low. Okay. Now I'm gonna go to high. Beep, beep. Now low. Yeah, you can see a little bit of a change. There is a tail light. So I'm gonna try to bring this so you can see. Now I'm going to high rates. Okay. Man, that thing is really locked in, as in it is not allowed to do much. Oh man, that looks so good going overhead. Oh yeah. Okay, so real quick, I want to talk about this for a second. If you guys have never flown helicopters, you may not have an appreciation for this, but I've flown a lot of helicopters. This thing is really easy to fly. I mean, it's so easy. Camera crew, will you at least fly a little bit?
Oh my goodness.
You don't have to take off even, okay? Just here, hold this.
Oh gosh.
Don't crash, okay?
I know, that's the problem.
She's actually flying. Okay, so this is what you're gonna do. Just press this stick forward a little bit, right here, this one. Okay, now let go. See what happens. You see how nice and controlled it is?
Yeah.
Okay, now turn it so that the tail points toward us. Good job. Now walk it away from us by leaning forward with the right stick. Now just use that, both sticks to the left a little bit. Okay, you see? Now bring it all the way around. And I'm just showing you guys her stick's actually moving, so it's not like we're cheating or something.
Okay,
now go
that looks
up.
terrible.
Now go up higher. Now go right past you.
Right past me?
That's good enough. Hold on, I always check the manned aircraft is way up there. We're good. Okay, so now just fly right past you. Okay, now turn back toward the road.
I don't know how to turn.
Yes, you do. You're doing so good. See, she's literally flying this thing. Okay, now bring it back down. Bring it back down. So guys, anybody can fly this helicopter because it's so easy. Now, go over to the road, meaning the runway, okay? So the runway is over here, and then just like, I'm not scared at all for you. You're doing a great job. Now, bring it over to the road, bring it forward just a little bit with this one. Okay?
Forward toward me?
Yeah, toward us.
Okay.
Okay, now stop. Now what I want you to do is land this thing.
Oh, okay.
So look, just look down.
It's drifting backwards though, a little bit.
Okay, push forward a little bit.
Hold on a second.
Push forward a little bit. Now turn the tail all the way around so it's faced away from you. Good job. Now pull it back a little. There you go, good job. Pull it back a little bit. Pull it back a little bit. Okay, now I want you to use the down stick to just push it all the way down until it lands.
I'm like concentrating way too hard on this.
You don't need to concentrate. It's like, it's doing everything for you. Just only
all
the
the way
left
down?
stick. You just landed a helicopter. You guys,
Goodness gracious.
I mean, she hates it when I put her on the spot
do
like
hate
this.
it.
She gets mad at me for this stuff. But I'm just gonna be honest with you. She doesn't know how to do that, okay?
No, I don't.
That thing knows how to do that, okay? So one touch landing, I'm gonna demonstrate real quick. Sorry about all the back and forth, guys. I'm just trying to make her not too scared. So you press that to get it up to speed, and then you just go up. Okay, so it's up, it's very muted, very simple, okay? So if I wanna do a one-touch landing, I just press down. You have to hold it for 2 seconds?
I think you had to hold, yeah. It said long press, I believe is what the directions said.
Okay, well evidently that didn't seem to be doing much. Okay, so I'm just keep flying. Now I'm not suggesting that that's a big deal. I'm just sort of weirded out by it because I thought that thing would maybe they meant long press the down stick.
Maybe
like this. Like what the camera crew did, which is basically just hold this down. You see how slow it goes? You don't want to go too fast and have it bang into the ground, but then you just hold it down. And I actually just killed it like that because it was wanting to rock on me.
Yeah.
You may want to keep a thumb on the cyclic so you can keep that from having the disc do this too much, okay? So now unlocked, if you're locked and you try to arm it, it won't work, okay? Because it's killed right now. Okay, so now it's unlocked. We're gonna take back off, get up to speed, stick up, hold that up. There we go, good job. Now I'm just gonna fly it. Now, I wanna see what we can do when we go. We're in high rates. There's beep beep, so that's high rates. And I wanna see what we can do when we switch between the modes. So I pressed up on this, and I can definitely tell that when I let go of the sticks, it finds its position and stops.
So it's still green. The light is still green.
So what we're gonna do is we'll come over here so we can see the light. I'm gonna press down.
There you go.
Now it's red.
Now it's red.
Now, full disclosure, this is not tipping over. It's still auto leveling, okay? But what's changed is it's not looking down at the ground anymore. Okay, so you see how it drifts? It keeps flowing. I would never give this controller to Megan, the camera crew, while it was in this mode, because it's just too easy to slide away from you, you know? But it also flies a lot more like other helicopters, where you have full control, and look how nice that is. It's also a lot faster, okay? So, just flying along, having a good old time. It still automatically levels. Also, we are in technically high rates, so look how much it's tipped. Goodness gracious. So there you go. So you're way, way fast. Now, the other thing too is, look how much it can tip. Good Lordy Lord. So I like that you can tip a lot, but I would like this to be fully under my control at some point.
So you can't flip it or anything in this mode?
Nope. It's just basically, I don't want to say fly by suggestion, because that is sort of an undermining, like when I say fly by suggestion, I mean, it's crappy.
Right.
This is not bad. It's just that, you know, you have limitations on how much control you're ever going to have on this heli because of the nature of its, you know, its flight controller, okay? So we got a red light and it just floats. Now watch this. Look at that thing stop.
So it was pretty easy to go back to that mode.
Oh yeah, it wasn't hard. And look where it's gonna go back to the last known input. That went way back. So now watch this. If it overshoots when you let go, okay? Now it's probably gonna drift back there just a little bit. See?
Just looking for that spot where
you stop. It's looking for its home position, and also it's fighting and resisting wind in terms, oh, there it goes.
Okay.
So it just, okay, so it's got flashing lights. So I'm not sure if I can just press down now. I pressed down and it's landing.
Okay.
Okay. Once it's down, ooh, it kind of makes me nervous when it tips
It did
like
that when I landed it too, and I thought that was maybe just me, but maybe that's just the way
I think what happens is it like literally hits the gear and it just pushes forward.
Yeah.
And so this is the position it's learned and it's trying to get to, and it's here. So it's trying to get back to here, and it doesn't know how to do it until it gets to the ground.
Right.
I think that's what's happening. I could be mistaken, folks, but I'm happy with the flight time. It was a little less than I was hoping for, but it's not bad. Now, I do need to say this. This is what is this model?
The F11-N.
So this is a Xiang
Yes.
F11-N. We have done 2 other versions of this very similar to this. They were gray or gunmetal, and then like darker gray or gunmetal, okay? And one of them was a GPS heli drone with full featured return to home and everything.
Yep.
And then one was, I could take it out of those modes and I could tip it and fly it like crazy, and I love that feature, okay? Harder to fly that one if you're really unskilled. Like if you're like my wife, you could probably do it with close help from somebody like me, okay? But you can't do it without help, and you have to know what you're doing. The GPS heli drone, anybody can fly. This one is pretty easy to fly, but you're gonna have to have a little bit of courage to fly, okay?
Yeah.
It's not hard to fly, and it's not dead calm. We have a little bit of wind over here, as you can see. Also, there is telemetry feedback, so it's beeping at me. That's not just a timing sequence, that is telemetry. So there's also this mode down here. So I don't know how that impacts things. So I fear that we might need to recharge and do a little bit more testing. So if we have more flight footage that's relevant with this mode button, I want to teach you how to flip it upside down. If it's going to flip upside down, I just don't know if it will. I think you have to be 8 meters high, and then you can do this, but it didn't say anything in the manual about it.
Right.
So that might be customary for some helis that they offer, and it just isn't on this one, or it might be that they just didn't put it in the manual. But either way, we're gonna find out, and we'll report back. If nothing happens, we'll probably leave it at this. Our Unbox build radio setup is next. We hope you'll stay tuned and watch it if you have more questions, but this is a beautiful helicopter. I like it. I just want to be able to take it out of the full auto leveling. Now that I'm learning to fly, I'm learning what you miss. So the downward facing sensor being turned off by sliding this up or down, manual going from green to red, gives you the ability to slide around and make it go way faster and do good things, but you still can't flip it over and crash it. I want to be able to crash it, because until you have the ability to crash it, you really don't have the ability to totally fly it. Now, that doesn't mean I'm trying to do TikToks or, necessarily big loops and stuff, but I'd like to be able to do that. Big loops, at least. And I'd like to be able to get in there and do very aggressive stops and things like that, because I think A, it's cool, and B, I'm learning to fly helicopters, and I'm getting to the point now where I want to do it more, okay? You might be just like me, or you might be so far from that over here flying a SEMA indoor helicopter. Coaxial is about the best you can handle. If you can handle that, you can handle this. Just do it outside. Do it with tall grass around so you got somewhere to crash into. And by the way, even if you crash a heli in tall grass, there's a good chance of damage, okay? And do it with help if you can get it. Keep in mind, this thing is not sub 250. It's 547 grams all up weight. That means if you're gonna do remote ID, you gotta figure out a way to bring that into this equation, and it's just not that big, okay? Right. That being said, you fly to FRIA, you'll be fully legal, or just do whatever you're gonna do. Anyway, I don't really care. I don't work for the FAA. I don't care. That's between you and them. But I do wanna make sure that we're careful about the reputation as a community of flyers. So just be careful, make people happy about the hobby, whatever it is you're doing, okay? Because this hobby is awesome. We wanna grow it, not shrink it. We want friends, not Karens, okay? So whatever it takes to get that awesome heli. Good job, Xiang. I've told you about my concerns. Direct drive brushless motor, direct drive brushless tail rotor. I mean, there's really not much lacking on this, because the thing looks like a literal model that you'd build as a kid. This thing is gorgeous, but it's still not the type of heli that I would recommend somebody learn to fly a helicopter with. Here's why. You're not flying it. It is flying itself. Now, if it's flying itself and you need the help, my suggestion is spend the extra few bucks, get the GPS heli drone. You will have the full suite of help. Just make sure you have enough headspace if you're flying under trees and stuff, that when it automatically goes, because when it goes, it goes. There is no waiting. Then it will not run into trees on its way back home. Because these GPS heli drones go up to altitude and they find a beeline and they go on a beeline. That Apache almost ran into our house.
Yes, it did.
Because we took off from here, we walked down to the damn runway, flew over by the rocks, and we call it our fishing dock, the smaller dock on the pond, and we were flying, and then it lost its battery, so it went up and it flew toward it. I had to cancel out of the mode. I can't remember, I got lucky, or I was nervous that it might hit. It didn't actually hit, and but it threatened to.
Yeah.
So the difference between this and some of the other helis on the market is that the Xiangs don't go quite as high as, say, the Flywing. The Flywing is a bigger model. It's like a 470 size, and this is like what, like a 230 size or some such thing?
Something like that.
But it goes up in the air higher, and then it flies, so it'll overtop these buildings in our application. And keep in mind, that just has to do with our topography and the runway versus the altitude of the pond in our case, okay? You may not struggle with that. All right, so enough said. What a beautiful, awesome creation. One more beautiful look at this. I do have this in lock. Make sure it's in lock so you don't get this thing in an eyeball. But man, oh man, these things are getting so good. And when you're done flying, first thing you want to do is press and hold this button to turn it off, and then press these two in and lift it out and forward slightly, and then it'll pull right out. Pretty cool. And by the way, if you're going to slam a remote ID in, there's a little bit of room up in this first cavity here. That Ruco that we've talked about might fit in there.
It might.
But my suggestion is just figure out a way to fly so that you don't have to have that thing in there. It works better in planes and stuff. It's just like a lot more room. And I just don't like having that broadcast module so close to all the electronics. It makes me nervous. So chargeability also real quick while we're talking about it. If you don't stick around for the unbox, it's pretty easy. There's a holster that comes with this, and we used our smart charger to charge this. You could use the Xiang provided in this ready to fly aircraft, but get it with more than one pack, keeping in mind that that gun is a feature that only comes with one in each kit. So if you want to have the machine gun on there, you might want to order a few from the spare parts page and have those to add to the additional batteries you may or may not order. Also, Xiang, whoever makes this particular model, I want to see magnets. I want to see a twist lock on there. I want to be able to quickly switch this toollessly.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So work on that. That's a reasonable demand because there's really no reason that if it's a functional part of the helicopter, like a gun or a light, it needs to be quick. It needs to be easy to swap between battery packs. Okay? Or just include multiple guns if you get multiple batteries. And that would be a way to solve that problem. Okay, any other thoughts you have, Cam Crew?
I don't think so.
We're gonna go charge this. Hopefully Mother Nature will wait for us so that we can come out here and try that mode. And we will just append this video with any additional flight footage. So if not, stay tuned, guys. If you want to support Brian Phillips RC, buy this from the links in the video description below. You'll support us financially, or Patreon for monthly support. Excuse me. YouTube members for monthly support, YouTube super thanks for one-time donations, and PayPal if you don't want to be part of those groups, as well as a P.O. box. That stuff's all listed down below in our video description. And if you need more details or you have questions or comments, leave them in the comments below. We'll do our best to get back to you. Here on Brian Phillips RC, we do long for a bigger, more robust group of people in this RC hobby. We want to grow it so that it's so big that the legislators have to back off from our toys. Okay? Get right down to it. These are toys. They're not really weapons. Yeah, we could hurt ourselves. We could probably hurt somebody if we wanted to, but you could do that with a hockey stick, okay? For God's sake, these are toys. We love them. We want to keep playing with them, okay? Not only that, but we're getting our next generation ready to fly. And anything we can do to get them hooked and keep them, that's what we need to do, okay? Otherwise, everybody's going to retire out of flying because they've made it too expensive, too complicated, too difficult. And you can literally fly these things with no skill now. None. You need no skill to do this if you really get down to it. So let's get people skilled so they can do all of them. And honestly, when you can start taking off the training wheels, like these auto leveling features, it feels so dang good. It feels so good. And it's so amazing. And it's so weird. The first couple of times you do it, it's scary. And then after that, it's freeing. Okay? So I can't encourage you enough. As you expand your skill set, you will appreciate this more. If you don't believe me, try it. All right, stay tuned. Unbox next, or more flight footage, whichever comes first. Thanks for watching. All right, so full disclosure, 60% charge. We just didn't want to lose our sunlight, so sticks down and out. We're gonna let this thing come up to speed. We're gonna fly over there, we're gonna go to altitude, and we're gonna try to do the upside down flying, okay? It may or may not work. When you press up, it's basically running through a control circuit. It's basically doing it for you, okay? Once you get to a certain height, then you get in charge of it, okay? So I'm gonna fly over here. I'm in high rates. I'm in manual mode. So as you can see, the light is red. I'll come down so you guys can see it. Mm-hmm. Is it red? Yep. Okay. So now that I'm in manual mode, I can go up at least 8 meters high is what they tell you in the manual. And I'm gonna go long press. Nothing? Nope. I didn't see anything. Okay, I'm gonna come back over a little bit.
To the right, right?
I went to the left. I apologize, guys. I'm supposed to go to the right. Well, no, I went to the left.
I just couldn't see your hands.
I went to the left. Dang it, I need to go to the right.
Yep.
Okay, so in manual mode, it does drift a little bit. To the right. Nothing. Nothing.
Does it do it without stick input?
I don't see anything. It's just basically staying there.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna try again. Just one more time, guys. Just I may not be at enough altitude. That's not 8 meters.
No, it's at 5 meters.
5
is the optical flow optimal.
Oh,
range.
okay, so, all right, so I'm way up there. Nothing?
Nope.
Okay. Nothing. So what if I go, nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay, so I'm not sure. I'm gonna try rudder now. Oh, they said rudder. They said large rudder.
No, that means high rates.
Okay, I know, but watch. Now I'm over here. No. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna just tell you this. If it does it, I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. Because if we read you the sentence in the manual, you would be laughing.
As confused as we are.
Nothing. It doesn't seem to want to flip upside down. Okay, so, but what this thing does really well is it's easy to fly, okay? So I'm gonna come out of manual mode because you can see it's super fast, and I'm gonna go back to optical flow, okay? That's gonna bring us down. You see that, how it's bringing it down?
Yep.
That's because it's gonna limit you to 5 meters, because look, it's not gonna go up any higher. See, it stops, okay? So I'm gonna bring it down, and I'm gonna let somebody else fly. So camera crew, who is this somebody else?
Not me.
Who is it?
This is our youngest.
Okay, so do you wanna take off or do you just wanna go around in a circle? Because it will run out of battery pretty quick here, okay, bud?
Yeah.
Okay, so you wanna take off? Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna land this for you, okay? So once we're landed, okay? So I'm down and holding down, and then eventually it stops. Now I'm locked, okay? So this is our youngest. So he knows how to fly some small things. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna hover over you. Unlock, sticks on it, down and out. Hold it, look. Okay, now let go of the sticks. Now when you press up on this is the collective, it's gonna go up. Okay, so just cover this. Don't give it any input. Okay, go up. Okay, bring it up. Okay, now you're at altitude. Now, hover on that stick. Just fly it like any other helicopter. Go away from you. Oh, shoot. Your battery's low. Well, just go in a circle quick. If it lands, who cares? I'm sorry, guys. This is what 60% charge does for you. But you can see he's flying it. Come up here. You're good where you are. You just keep doing it. It'll fly for a minute. If it starts fast flashing, now come back to where you were and see if you can land it, okay, bud? So just turn it so the tail's towards you. Okay, now back it toward us a little bit. Pull the, okay, don't tip the transmitter. There you go. Now just hold on. Let go of that stick. I want to do it this way. Look down at the controller. You see that? Good job. Pull the stick all the way down. Okay, now lock it. Good job. Okay, so he's, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to use up all the battery trying to get it to flip over. But the truth is, we can do this when it's not getting dark, okay? So what I was saying earlier is I was saying you got to do your part in the hobby, right? For most of us, this is our part. Get them involved, get them loving it. Did you like it?
Yeah.
Was it easy?
Yeah.
It was super easy, right? It's just bigger and more scary because it's big, right? And obviously we're filming, so that puts another layer of pressure on. But was it hard to tip it?
Not really.
Okay, and I forgot I was in high rates. Let's listen. That's low rates. That's high rates. So you hear the double beep? So I think I may have left you in high rates on accident, but that just means that it's allowed to tip a little bit more.
Which he can handle.
Yeah, he can handle it. But I can tell you this, one thing about this helicopter is that it's not hard to fly. It's almost too easy, okay? In manual mode, it's auto levels. In optical flow, it auto levels. I want to be able to delatch that stuff. Also, if this thing does fly upside down for an inverted, what I was doing is I was at altitude, in high rates, in manual mode, and I press and held that, and I did every direction here and every direction there. None of which cause it to flip. Usually, we have to do this, long press, wait for the beeps, which I heard, but then it never responded with a flip. I don't know why that was. And I suppose it's not impossible that the telemetry was saying I don't have enough power to constitute doing that feature right now. And it could also be that maybe they actually don't want it in manual mode. But I don't know why that would be. Because here's the thing. When you're dependent on a downward facing sensor, you want to make sure the system is independent of that. So when you're upside down, there's not complications that come from it. Okay? But we just flew another helicopter just the other day, and we flipped it up inside of that tree bunch right there. Yep. That just released a few days ago. So what do you think of the Apache?
It's really cool.
Yeah, and that's what he said when he walked up when we were between filming sessions. He says, it's really cool. It looks so realistic. And that's what I like too. So if you're brand new to the hobby or you're just getting ready for your next adventure, check out the links in the video description below. Get one for yourself or check out brianphillipsrc.com or bprc.me, and you can find your next RC adventure there. But stay tuned. Unbox build radio setup is coming right now. YouTube, Brian Phillips. We're gonna unbox this thing right now. Welcome to Brian Phillips RC. We unbox them, we build them, we do radio setups here, and there are corner guards on this obnoxious box that had quite the trip getting here. I was wondering why it took so much longer to get here. Sometimes we do these reviews on early releases, particularly in the heli arena. And I love helicopters, and I have been super impressed with some of the recent happenings in helis. And so I'm just dying to get into this. You've seen them before. And I've seen them before, and I know exactly what's gonna be in there. So I'm super excited about it. But corner guards don't make me smile.
But your case is not damaged.
My case is not damaged.
Hopefully.
True. Okay, so, I'm gonna be careful how you cut it open because I realize I might have put my blade through that tape. So be careful, and I got the back side of it. Dang it. That's the bottom. I'll be careful how I dump this out in case there's a packing list, okay?
Okay.
So.
There shouldn't be. It's from not here.
Well, that sound was cool. So, what do we have here? Yes! Yes, it's an Apache! It's amazing! We're gonna slip into it right now. From Sterling Kit, the F11-N. And it's all new. Beautiful. It's got that thing on top, that radar thingy-mabobber. Which, maybe they did have that last time. But either way, here's the manual, Xiang, okay? So that's better than Wolfbush's. Nobody really cares. It doesn't matter, it's all the same, people, okay? Oh, so it's this type of charger, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's good. So we can use that same style of charger with an XT30, and it's got a balance lead, okay? So I don't know, that's like good and bad. Comes with a spare prop. Oh, it's got stickers, sweet. Okay, nice. Okay. I don't even know if we're gonna put those on. Depends on how it looks. We do have ordnance. We'll probably go ahead and put the ordnance on there because the ordnance, of course, is a must-have on an Apache. and a spare pair of blades, spare tires, which is pretty sweet. I already have at least one spare tire. What? And then it did come with 4 blades. We've noticed on a few of these helicopters, okay, they're setting them with like 2.
Right.
But it's a 4-bladed aircraft.
Yeah, like if you hit the ground.
So you're just hoping we keep a couple for good measure? Anyway, so we always just head scratch. Charging style, Xiang. Global adapter here too, okay? So if you're in, I think this is for Asian countries, but I do not know. Or maybe it's for
European.
whatever, it doesn't matter. It says 250 volts on the thing. So it doesn't matter, we're not there. So I'm gonna plug this in right now, and we're gonna go ahead and get this thing charging ASP.
Okay, 20 beats.
Thank you. You always have to throw that in there just in case people don't know. Uh-oh. We lost our wheel already. That's probably not a good sign for longevity. Oh man. Okay, so real quick. We had a broken landing gear on one of these too, remember? We had to fix it. Okay, see, now it's on. Oh, looks good. That's pretty sweet looking. Looks realistic too. Look at that roundness to it. And then these, oh look, they use Heli links now. Instead of, oh yeah, they're spring loaded like before. Okay. They're a little bit long, okay, in my opinion, but in terms of scale performance, they are a little bit long, but they look good. The other thing too is, guys, look at all the amazing details you get here. Let's just put this down and feast your eyes on how sweet all this stuff is. They got like, I think these are like shaft launchers or something. And then we got these pitot tubes and airspeed sensors and all sorts of crap. And the rivets, tinted windows now, wiper blades, forward-looking radar systems and infrared and all that crap, whatever it is. I don't even know what it is, to be honest. But it's so beautiful on the Apache. Oh, line cutters, sweet. And there's no line cutter on the bottom, I don't think. I just love it. I'm just like looking at it right now. I love it. Oh, and LEDs that are functional. Obviously we have a squishy wheel even on the tail wheel. So good.
Oh, there's a red LED on the tail.
Ooh, look, the motor is mostly covered. That's pretty sweet too. Oh yeah, red light. Mm-hmm. Which I think we had before. Now, frankly, I am not sure what the difference between this and the other Xiangs are, okay? So we're gonna find out what those differences are as we go through this process. Now here, same as what we normally do on Brian Phillips RC, this popped out. It was sort of pressed in, but not clipped in. So if you guys aren't familiar with this style of battery, you press and hold the button. It powers on the battery. This is not fully charged, I can tell because the light is there. This one kind of glows through, but it's actually there. So it's somewhere between 75 and 100%. And we want to get this charging right away. So let's talk about the charger for a minute. We'll come over here. Forgive the other small charger. We were charging another plane that we were working on earlier this afternoon, and it was super fun. Okay, so we'll just pop this off. Of course, this is a ready to fly heli. And so if you get it, you'll get all the goodies you need to fly. If you buy it as a bind and fly or something like that, you'll have a different set of circumstances, okay? Now, the reason I like this charging style is that I can use this with one of my smart chargers, okay? And I'll show you how to do it on here first because that's what it comes with, and then I'll show you how to do it on that, okay? So this is a 3S pack. So plug that into the balance lead, and then take your battery. It probably needs to be off. Okay, so it's off. And then these pins line up there. Boom. And then this will start charging. See how it says 11.6 volts, okay? So very good. And then what we can do is we will take a moment and just let that charge. So it's 11.6, just remember that, guys. Okay. Some of the Xiangs show percentages though, so I'm not sure that you can toggle that, but it doesn't really matter. We'll get back to that in a minute. My big thing is I don't see another battery in here. When you order your heli, order it with as many batteries as you think you want. Mm-hmm. See, there's storage 1, 2, 3 spots, but they show them as an integral battery when they're doing international shipping. It's a little easier on the pocketbook for everybody. Now, I'm trying to think if we have more batteries out here. I think we probably have them in the shipping containers, don't we, hon?
Probably.
Because
the batteries should be over there.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is I'm not going to be able to find them in one of the layers of our batteries.
Nope, probably not.
So in that case, we're at 12. Okay, so let's just show them
so
that.
it is working.
So it is charging.
Okay.
So real quick, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to use the smart charger for this. So I'm going to unplug this. Obviously, you don't need the smart charger for this. You don't need a regular. It doesn't have to be a smart charger at all. But ours happens to be an S2200 is the one we use most popularly. And what I have done is I have made the necessary adapters. Actually, I have a few styles of them, but this one is a triple adapter, but you could just use one that's got a single with an XT30 that goes into, this is an IC3, this would be an EC3 rather, and you could use an IC3 if you want, but then that gets you into the EC3. And then this charges like any other regular 3S pack that you've ever charged. You just plug it in, and then it says 3.9, 3.9, 3.9. Then I'm gonna click, and I'm gonna go to the current, and gosh, I don't know how big it is. Let's look.
Oh.
So it should say on here, yeah, that's 1800 milliamp 3S, okay? So we'll plug that back in, populates the screen, and I'm actually gonna go to what would be, this is 1800, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna go to 36.
Okay.
So 3.6 amps, so that's about 2C, and we'll start. So that's gonna charge it quicker. Now, why do I wanna charge it quicker? I wanna charge it quicker because our flight is gonna happen fairly quick, and we wanna be able to get out there and fly before it gets dark, okay? So this will be a faster charge, but we're still gonna have all the data that we want as we're charging. You can see right there. And then if you go down a little lower, then you can see the internal resistance, and that is gonna help you to tell if your battery is failing, okay? So very important stuff here on Brian Phillips RC. We wanna show you these things so that you know how to handle your own equipment when you get it, because somebody has to handle it. All right, so pulling out the transmitter real quick, the other big part of this equation, we've got these knob guards. I always like a nice pair like this to keep forever.
So they're a little small.
I know, but don't discriminate there. So those things protect the sticks. By the way, if you do have any of the standard transmitters use almost exactly the same size gimbals. And so those things are really nice if you ever have to put that in your bag. And you want to take it with you in an overnight stay or whatever, but you don't want to bring a big heavy duty case. Pack it between your clothes, works good. And then you can protect the gimbals. But you can also take the sticks off of most of these things, okay? That's the other thing. My problem is we have so many switches, okay? Okay, so this is a T6, so it's spring-loaded to the center. This is a GPS heli drone. There's a lanyard attachment point. Looks like one-touch landing.
This one's not a GPS one.
This is not a GPS heli drone. Okay, guys, I misspoke. This is not the GPS heli drone, okay? This one must have the downward-facing LiDAR sensor. LiDAR and optical flow.
Yeah.
So what that's gonna do is it's gonna take imaging of the ground and send it straight back to China. I'm kidding, I just made that part up, but that was funny, almost got you. No, it's gonna look down and it's gonna say, I see Megan, stop. And that's like, I'm gonna give it a command to go to the left, and it's gonna go over here and it's gonna see like, I see Micro Draco, stop. And what it's doing is it's not controlling the pitch or the roll axis or the yaw axis so much as it's controlling its physical point over the ground. Okay, so now why is that good over GPS heli drone? Well, frankly, it's not, because GPS is gonna be pretty good for most applications. But if you do a lot of flying under stuff, like in trees and everything, it can actually be an improvement, but it just kind of depends on your application. We like GPS heli drones because they will come back and land themselves, and sometimes they have those features as well. So you're sure this isn't a GPS heli drone?
Well, sometimes they release them in both versions. They'll do like the non-GPS version first, and then they'll release, because if it was a GPS heli drone,
you'd have
it
a
would
different
have
style.
a different transmitter.
Okay, so let's look at this.
See one in our pile.
So when you look at the link in the video description below, you can follow the link and you can get where you want to get, okay? So we're gonna open this manual. Okay. What the heck?
Well, I mean, if your sponge isn't in the inner package, it doesn't work very well.
It doesn't? I don't know. You have to teach me more about that later. Okay, so do not light the farts on fire. That's important. All right, so just looking at the warnings. Oh, wow. Double finger in it. Okay. So aircraft and remote control frequency binding. Turn on the remote control at the same time and then toggle the rudder to the left. Okay, evidently that's how you do that.
Okay.
Okay, now we're gonna have a left-hand throttle or mode 2. Okay. Ah, look, here it is. Here's the things. Now, we're just gonna talk about this right now so we can all get the hang of it. This says motor lock, okay? Motor lock. So that's our throttle cut. I don't know why that's over here, but whatever, it's over there. They have a high and low rate. 2 big rudders. Jeez, so dumb. Okay, so then we have yaw and we have collective. So this is up and down, okay? Then this would be like our, roll axis, of course, just like always, and that's our pitch axis. So this would be the cyclic or the cyclic. And then this is the collective, but it's spring return, which is why I was leaning toward GPS heli drone. My apologies, guys. Okay, so is there anywhere, okay, toggle the button to the left to turn on the power, mode 1, oh, good Lord. While toggling this and pressing that, it will switch between modes, okay? Looks like we have an upside down flight. You're gonna have to switch sides here, hon. Go to my left if you would for a sec here. Okay, so if you look right here, axis gyroscope calibration for mode 2. Okay, so it looks like up and to the left and down. Okay, so this is the cal to calibrate the gyro, okay? Gotta make sure you're level, obviously. Motor start, okay, down and out. Motor stop, hold this down or put it to stop. That will stop it immediately, by the way, guys, okay? Aircraft locking, we just talked about that. Yeah, so we just talked about that. That's no big deal. Optical flow mode. Down is dial manual mode. Okay, so manual or optical flow. So pressing the manual mode button will turn off the optical flow flight mode. At this time, the aircraft status indicator light is red. And long light to lift the aircraft at altitude restriction. The fastest full speed can be up to 10 meters per second. Please pay close attention to the aircraft to operate carefully. Toggle this optical flow button upward again to turn the optical flow on. Oh, good Lord, so confusing. 1 key landing, okay. During flight, long press the 1 key landing button. Where is that? Push button up for 2 seconds. Tick to enter pitch setting. So that's 1 touch landing, or that's the pitch setting. Gosh, I don't. When user replaces servo or other major components, it may alter the pitch setting. Correct pitch settings. Correct pitch settings contributes to stable flight. Okay. Oh, to get that all pitched to 0 degrees.
Okay.
So downward vision mode. Main controller board. Notes to good Lord. There's Wi-Fi on here? Look.
Huh.
That's weird. So they do send it straight to China.
They do.
Guys, I didn't even know how right I was. Please pay attention to the surrounding flying and vision systems, auxiliary function, limited, whatever. Okay, so there's a way to fly this upside down, evidently.
I don't know. It says that.
You press this, and then eventually it's gonna do something, I guess.
I didn't see a thing about inverted flight.
I don't know if I care either.
No.
Oh, here it is. Look, aircraft status indicator light explanation. Read those out loud, please.
Okay, rapid yellow flashing. The aircraft is self-checking. Should remain stationary until self-check is complete. Solid green is downward visual optical flow. Okay. Limited to a flying height of 8 meters. Slow green flashing is poor downward visual environment. Lower flight altitude or change the flying area. 4 is solid red, is manual flight mode. Exercise close attention when flying manually.
Hold on, there's manual?
Yes.
But hold on a second. So you're telling me you got to flip through modes like this? Like
No.
click, 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 click?
You're not clicking. You're either clicking up for the optical flow or you're clicking down for manual.
Up or down?
But yes, you have to click that.
Oh, okay, so it does. It didn't feel like it was clicking.
Oh, no.
I don't know, this is pretty jankety.
Okay, hold on. Slow red flash.
Xiang always is the most confusing.
Their manuals are
They're
not
terrible.
great.
Well, they're not as terrible as Bushy Wolf. Bush Wolf. Wolfbush. Wolfbush. Is that like a nickname?
China, don't put the word Bush in your name. Okay.
What if it was Wolf Boskage?
I was supposed to be reading the directions. Slow red flash is low battery warning. Control the aircraft within visual range. And then rapid red flash is critical level battery warning. The aircraft will initiate an automatic landing.
Did you say critical?
Critical.
Oh.
That's what I said, isn't it? I don't know.
I just wanted to make sure you said it right. That's all.
Okay, so rapid red flash, don't be over the water.
So listen guys, listen carefully. We're gonna put some missiles on because I've had enough of this manual. It's just, first of all, we're gonna need 4 AA's and we gotta screw these things in. So how about this? Camera crew's gonna go get those. I'm gonna put 2 on. I'll show you the other 2. All right, so I only need 2 of these screws. Look, there's like 4,000 screws. And I thought for sure I'm gonna need to like do a bunch of assembly. And so I thought to myself, you're gonna have to do a bunch of assembly. But then I said to myself, you're not gonna have to do a bunch of assembly. You know why? Because check this out. Look, those 2 screws are there, right there on that counter.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, I am.
Ridiculous.
So watch, look at this. Where does the missiles, or wait, does it show? Do they want on the inside or outside? Oh, what?
All I can see is gunship.
So look, this says gunship on both sides. Is there a line on the front or the back?
Front.
So look, you see how it's got a taper? Check this out, booyah. Yes!
Well,
yes!
nice.
And then these are in, why would you have these inboard?
Well, maybe they're not supposed to be.
I don't know. It seems like these would be outboard because they're like a bigger, well, maybe the weight is heavier in real life.
It's really hard to tell from that tiny picture.
Okay, so I slid that on, whatever, it's good enough for me. Maybe it's more aerodynamic this way, but you don't need to screw them together, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So they just give you a ton of extra screws just in case they forgot something.
Just in case you like accidentally dump half your bag down the drain.
Yeah, obviously. That looks so sweet. And that was super easy.
Yeah.
So that makes me smile, guys. I like that. That's good. So now, the only thing I don't like about this, and I didn't like about it the other one, the other version of this helicopter, and that is that you have to put the gun on the battery, and then you can't put the battery back into the kit, okay? So I think that that's kind of a stupid setup. But at the same time, I'll forgive them because it's an Apache and I love Apaches. And I grew up loving Apaches and I think they're just one of the coolest helis. Which is ironic because there's so many helicopters that are iconic in your own mind. Okay, so this thing is still charging. We're at 99%, give them a good shot. So we can't actually have this gun installed and charged, can we?
No, we could put batteries in the transmitter.
No, I'm saying, okay, let's do that. We'll do that since it's at 99%. Okay, transmitter, flat battery, down the negative side to the spring side, negative side to the spring side, negative side to the spring side. If you guys are brand new to Brian Phillips RC, we show the entire process. We don't skip any steps. That didn't clip very good.
It didn't.
That's like barely in there. Okay, if you get one like that, just take and bend this up just a hair. Yeah! That didn't feel good. And it didn't work very good either.
You don't have a battery that's like popping out, right? That's blocking it?
Okay, so press it until it clicks on. This is the T6, I guess, okay? Up, down, 6 down and out. No, let me turn this off, okay? All right, so lots of thinking here. I just wanna be fair to the manufacturers. When you release a product that's as awesome as this, I love the fact that we don't have to do a lot of assembly. If it's sold as a ready to fly, I think it's only fair to the consumer to actually have a ready to fly aircraft.
Right.
Isn't that fair?
That is fair. At least 98% ready.
Well, the other thing too is when I think about what we expect from helicopters these days, we have really high expectations compared to what we started with. Because like I started with barely flyable, and you had to be basically an expert to fly them.
Yeah.
There's our beep. Let's go do it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the thing just beeped. We'll just show you what, so 598 milliamps got pushed in there. And it looks like we got 4.2 and 4.19 internal resistance, okay? So if these numbers change a lot, that's when you know there's a problem, okay? So when we pop this out, it's gonna unpopulate the screens, and it turned on the cooling fan. So I'm just turning this off, which is really nice. I love the toggle switch on that thing. It's one of my favorite features, which sounds stupid, but it's actually a really good feature.
Very nice.
Now that did not come with this. Normally you guys would be sitting here waiting for Xiang to charge it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you one thing about that charger. We've had a few of them get hot.
Yeah, they do sometimes.
So make sure you're doing it on a hard surface, okay? See this? Size it up so you know what direction to point the gun, okay? So this thing is gonna go in like this. See that? Right there is your row. You can see the direct drive brushless motor there. And this is brushless on the main rotor and brushless on the tail rotor, okay? So it slides in like that. Then you have to kind of rock it. And I like to squeeze these two in as I go, okay? So now that that's in, make sure it snaps. Do not pass go, or you will not collect $200. You might collect the $600 or $700 you wasted on a crashed helicopter, because if that pops out, you're screwed. Also, there is a plug there, 1S micro pH, which is nice for a camera or there's a light, okay? Some of these things have lights. In this case, this one obviously has the gun. And so this will go like that. You guys see what I'm talking about with chargeability. It is actually going to be chargeable, which is nice. So when you pull this battery out, you will be able to charge it on that holster station.
Right.
Also, be careful when you do this because you don't want to break your tail feathers pressing down too hard. So I'm going to use a relatively small Phillips screwdriver. They do provide one with the kit. I am not going to use that piece of crap for this because it sucks. But I am going to use this very nice screwdriver. By the way, if you guys ever see any tools that you watch us use on this channel or we frequent, check out brianphillipsrc.com/supplies. Or if you prefer the short link, bprc.me/supplies. And you can get these things picked up and support us when you buy them, okay? Now, the other thing you could do while you're at Brian Phillips RC is you can check out the plethora of RC content organized and sorted by either manufacturer, brand partner that we worked with, or, oh, that was our other battery.
That was our other battery.
Or sorted by type. So like this, of course, would be a Heli, and this would also be like a Warbird, really, technically. But I don't think we have them in the Warbirds.
We don't.
So,
but there is like a Xiang category if you want to see the other, like the previous livery.
that's right.
They'd be there.
But you do need to be a little bit careful when it comes to Xiang and the like. Okay, stay there. You're good. When it comes to Xiang and the like. Also, if you see us, that was definitely not toilet wine. If you see something you like on this channel and you want to find it, that's
Yes.
an easy way for you to go back, because we have so many videos and they're so long. Like, good luck finding stuff.
Yeah.
Unless you go there. And that is like a consortium for all the information that you might need to find, and you will be able to get it there, and you'll be able to get the correct information. We keep stuff up to date as much as we can, but the videos are harder to keep on top of because going through thousands of videos is easier said than done, okay? So when you follow the links in the video description below for products like this from Xiang or competitive offerings, by the way, that thing spins. In real life, that would be stationary, I believe, okay? But in real life, this thing would be coming to kill, and the only thing it's gonna do is help you live. This thing is awesome, okay? I hope it flies half as good as the ones we've flown in the past, but I am a little bit fearful we're not gonna be able to come out of auto leveling with this, similar to this Goose guy.
Yeah, the Coast Guard one.
Whereas this, I can take out of auto leveling, but this red and white one's a full GPS auto leveling, GPS heli drone, This one's just auto leveling if you want it, and you can turn that feature off, and then you can fly it with just the stabilizer. And it's really, really nice. So then if you want to advance through the ranks, you can do that. Now we've shown, I believe we've shown this exact model, which is the F11-N, but it used to be the F11-S versus F11, if I remember right.
Right, and I thought that was the differentiation between non-GPS and not.
And just regular.
So I don't know what N is now.
I don't know why they change stuff all the time in China, but they do.
Please stop.
And also, I don't know why some can do such an amazing rendition. I mean, this is like spot on beauty, okay? There's only one detail that I don't like about this model, and it's very small, and that is the length of these gear should be a little bit less long, okay? And frankly, you could take those out. You could undo this screw. You could probably slide that thing out and cut it short and slide it back in and have it a little bit shorter. But I love the way this heli looks, okay? I think it looks awesome. It's gonna fly good. We already know they fly good, typically. But you've already seen that at the beginning of the video, and future Brian is saying, thanks for watching, obviously. And I really wanna see it myself, so we're gonna go do that right now. We really appreciate you guys being here with us as we do these unboxes. Sometimes we feel like we're just bouncing off the walls with details, and you might too. So forgive us for that. It seems like it's worse on certain products than it is on other products. But at the end of the day, we will review the question that you have, and we will try to cover it every time I think of stuff. And full disclosure, the things I'm thinking of are the things I'm thinking of, not the things that every other person is gonna think of, okay? If I don't think of it, if I don't talk about it on this video, there's a good chance you don't need to know it in order to fly it, because I try to make sure all the things that I'm working through, I demonstrate verbally or on the product, okay? So you guys can learn. So if you're brand new to the hobby, you're just trying to get in the air, out of the chair into the air is what we'd like to say. Tell me the full truth, nothing but the truth. So help us God. That means if you're coming back to the hobby from a hiatus, which is really popular in this hobby, to stop flying for 4 or 5 years because you got a young kid, or maybe you had an accident at work, or whatever the issue is, maybe you've moved to a place where you lost access to your flying field. There's a million different reasons why people get away from flying for a short period, but we want to help you get back and make it as painless as possible, because the technology didn't stop growing when you were gone. It's just kept going, okay? By leaps and bounds, okay? So we're gonna weigh this thing real quick. Obviously we have got it zeroed out. We're in grams. I'm hoping I can set this down.
Can you balance it on that?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it that way. I might have to do the plate trick. Let's see if I can do it this way. See if I can get it to sit. Put it on the edge. Nope, it's not gonna balance. So, all right, so we're just gonna zero off this jar so we can get up higher and show you what the weight is, okay? So the all up weight, remember the battery is installed. Okay. Oh yeah, 570 or 547 grams. So this is definitely not sub 250. So just keep in mind, you know, is this bigger than the other ones we did?
I feel like it is, but to be honest, I
can't remember. I can't tell. Maybe it is bigger.
It seems bigger. The other one was that dark gray color.
No, there was two. There was one that was dark gray, and then there was one that was like a slightly different dark gray.
Because there was a GPS and there was a non. Because you flew.
But I thought it was in the same bomb case looking thing.
Well, they all come in that case. This one seems longer to me, but I honestly
think it's bigger?
I do.
Well,
think
I don't
it's
think
bigger.
it was 547 grams. That's why I think it's bigger. But either way, it's big enough to be awesome.
Right.
Because even if it was small, it would be really good. Because like sometimes small things are good, hon.
Oh.
Just saying. Unless you're talking about, you know, like
ice cream cones.
Snickers. Fun size my butt. Should switch that. All right, so at the end of the day, we're trying to bring you guys good advice, actionable information, without just parroting exactly what the manufacturer says. Because the truth is, you get online, you can follow the links in the video description below, you can decide what the manufacturer claims, but it doesn't mean anything until you see it happen.
Right.
And believe me, it's not like you can do a whole lot about it because these Chinese manufacturers, you know? So that's not to say that they're gonna rip you off or anything. It's just more a matter of sometimes the truth is hard to come by, okay? Or at least the full truth. And that's what we try to do here on Brian Phillips RC. Of course, there's some opinions wrapped up in that, and we try to be pretty clear about when it's our opinion and when it's just a factual information. But I can tell you this, I love the way this looks. That is an opinion. And I think it's gonna work fine. But we gotta check on the size.
Yeah.
I think maybe the other one is smaller. I thought it was like the size of these.
I know, I thought so too. It is not over here.
It's not over here
Nope.
because it's in our container. But look at that, that's the same size glass. Okay, this isn't a Wolfbush.
No, that's Goose.
This is Goose Guy.
Goose Guy, whatever we're
Goose
just calling
Guy.
them today.
I'm gonna call him Goose Guy from now on, I think.
Okay.
I've heard enough people say Goose Guy that I think it's Goose Guy.
Okay.
So.
Works for me.
All right, at the end of the day, I love helicopters, I love airplanes. You know, we do a lot of fixed wing airplanes here, we do a lot of helicopters here. But we just wanna bring you good information so you can make actionable decisions about what products are gonna, you know, meet your fancy, okay? So this helicopter in particular is absolutely gorgeous, but so were the other two. They were absolutely gorgeous. We have one of me and my son flying together, okay? So I encourage you, if you want to learn more about this product, watch that, but through the lens of current release. Sometimes things change and you can't get the old one, okay? But what you want to do is follow the links in the video description below and you will be able to pick this up for your very own. You'll support Brian Phillips RC. We do make small commissions from the manufacturers, and that does not stop us from telling the truth. We'll make fun of them just like everybody else. But at the end of the day, making the commissions is how we fund some of these gigantic projects. And believe me, whatever we've earned is long since gone and multiplied by a factor of 50, okay?
Yeah.
Because I love this hobby and it's a true passion in my world. It's not just for show, it's not just for money. Although that is a part of it, it does come with money, okay? But at the end of the day, I mean, I just love this hobby. I want it to grow. I want it to be alive beyond my life. I want it to be reaching more people than your local hobby shop can reach, okay? And that's not to take anything away from a local hobby shop because most of them are disappearing, largely because you can't find them, and then the ones you do find suck. So, and I say that because there are some that suck, and there's a lot that are okay. I used to have a few that I frequented, and they were okay. And I had one that was pretty good, but I went in recently, and I was just like, wow, it's come a long way downhill. So remember, this hobby, it's alive and well, but it's just not alive enough. So remember, if you got friends that might be interested, or you got friends that are interested in full scale, or they like airplanes and things like that, you gotta get them hooked, okay? Do your part to keep this hobby alive. And I'm not talking about getting people to buy the most expensive or the best things. Just get them hooked a little bit, and then they will keep some fresh blood in this hobby, okay? That's what we do on Brian Phillips RC. We try to bring people in. We help them through the first painful steps of learning how to do this stuff so that you can use the flight aids to be able to successfully fly. You couldn't have done that 15 years ago. 20 years ago, it was not possible. You would have had to learn to fly a helicopter like this. Would have taken you years to get good enough to be able to fly this thing. Now, I don't want to say this is GPS helidrone, but almost anybody can fly it. Almost anybody, meaning somebody that's got simple, basic knowledge with like small helis like that should be totally fine. People that have flown little drones and things like that, this is going to fly on that level. Just maybe not in your living room. Sure, we could probably take it off here and it would be fine, but I always fly these bigger ones outside because I feel a whole lot more comfortable about not hitting my wife's cabinets because I want to live. So hopefully we answered all your questions about this. I love Apaches, and I know you will too. So obviously check it out. Links in the video description below. We work with companies that don't screw people over, and if you have problems, let us know. We try to help people out when issues do arise, but we work with companies that are around for a while and taking care of people. And you know what we don't do? We don't work with the ones that screw people over, because we stop working with them as soon as we find out there's problems that aren't getting resolved. And that's why we don't work with those other ones anymore. So you can do the math. But some of our peer competitors do almost exclusively work with them. So do the math, come to the conclusions you want to come to. We're here to help support the hobby because we are the hobby. We love the hobby. We're in it, we're with it, okay? And we're with you guys. We want to drive down the cost by blowing up the size. We want to increase the amount of legislative authority we have so we can fight these idiot people in Washington that don't care about toys. They think no big deal if we regulate a toy. except that you're killing your future of aviation in this country. You need to get people excited about it because we have a bunch of retiring boomers that are pilots that are going to age out of the legal requirements to fly you in a commercial airliner. So you politicians paying attention, listen, we need the next generation excited in this, okay? Not just flying drones and playing on video games. We need them actually doing it so that they can stair-step their way into a full-scale airplane, okay? Remember, most people that fly started here or something like this, and they progress until they get addicted into real life, okay? This is the natural order of things, okay? So remember, everybody needs to play their part. We're trying our best to do ours. We hope you understand that. We hope you see that. And if you want to help support us, there's 4 or 5 different ways. The best way is to buy these things when they're on the links. That'll help commission us, but also it's going to help us to build relationships with the vendors that sell the stuff that are good. We also become an integral part of giving feedback to them. They listen to us. When we tell them there's a problem, they listen. It matters, okay? Just one example is sitting over there. That's the EC-135. There was a recall. That was my fault, okay? Nobody else brought it up. That was my fault, okay? But admittedly, they worked through an issue. They solved an issue, and that's what we need to do together as a community of RCers. This stuff is expensive, okay? So the first thing you do is buy from the links, help us build these relationships, help us bolster them, because we're gonna be in your corner when things go sideways, okay? Second thing is you watch a video, smash the like button, click the bell for notifications. When you do subscribe, so you get notified of new content. Sometimes they're more exciting, sometimes they're less exciting, sometimes they're more helpful, sometimes they're more topical, sometimes they're more how-to, and sometimes they're more how embarrassing, okay? But that's what we do on Brian Phillips RC. So we hope you're here with us. Obviously, you can support us financially if you want to send monthly support through PayPal. You could do monthly, or not PayPal, that'd be a one-time donation. Do monthly support through Patreon, monthly support through YouTube Super Thanks or YouTube members. And then Patreon, okay? Patreon is monthly. Goodness gracious, I can't talk.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Patreon or YouTube members for monthly support, or YouTube Super Thanks or PayPal for one-time donations.
All those things are always appreciated. But at the end of the day, the best thing that we want you to do is we want you to be flying. We want you to buy this F7F. We want you to buy this little Bell 206. We want you to buy this Xiang, whatever it happens to be, this Bell 206 here, or any of this stuff. We really don't care what brand it is. We don't care what distributor it is. Our distributors care what distributor it is, but we care that you have a good experience.
Yeah.
And that's why we work for all of them, okay? But the idea is, if you're in the market for an Apache, we want you to get the best one you can get, for the best price you can get, on the best terms you can get it, so that you can have the best support when you do get it, and you can have the best experience once you get it. Those are the things we do, or we're trying to do. We hope we are, and if we've helped you to have a better than you should have had experience, let us know in the comments below. It's good to be encouraged once in a while. And we want to encourage you, if you're on the sidelines, to get out of the chair and into the air. And the best way you can do that is by ordering something like this. Now, is this going to be for a beginner? I don't know, maybe. But truth is, the GPS heli drones are where I would put somebody that's brand new. They're more expensive. You won't understand why until you get it and you realize, holy crap, I just flew that helicopter, landed it, and it's in one piece, okay? If you've never tried to fly just a regular pod and boom helicopter, it's like one of those sport helicopters from yesteryear, without any gyros, without any stabilization, any auto leveling, any pitch control, any PID, any of that crap. If you've never flown one, you won't have a full appreciation for how amazing this is, okay? I've crashed them instantaneously, okay? You too can do that. So at the end of the day, we want to give you the best possible experience. And if you flip over a helicopter and crash it $600-700 and it's your first experience, you're going to quit. If you're a normal human, unless you have just unlimited amounts of money. Even if you do, you're probably going to quit because you're going to get pissed off and frustrated, okay? We're going to help you avoid that by giving good advice, okay? That being said, hopefully the flight went well. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, smash thumbs up. It'll help us in the algorithm so we can reach more people to expand this hobby. We want you guys to be part of it. So stay tuned. Thanks for being here with Brian Phillips RC so that we can be there flying together. Come back for more. Thanks for watching.